So, welcome to 3D Rivals News, everybody. My name is DJ, and I'm joined by my two siblings, Dylan and Derek. And this week we're going to be covering, some news. Marvel's going to be a part of it. What?
That was horrible.
It's some more news.
Yes, but that intro.
Yeah.
We gonna work on that next time.
And bland.
What? My intro was dry and bland?
It felt like you didn't.
Bit more, you just had salt and pepper, but you may have needed to add some Lawry's to it.
So,
what?
you don't know about them Lawry's? Seasoning salt.
Man, dudes.
He ain't. Oh, never
Whatever.
mind. I was gonna say something dumb.
Darren over here eating bland food.
Okay. Well, this week on 3D Rivals News, we pulled the biggest news story, of course, this week. Spider-Man is back in the MCU.
Thank you. Man.
Well, from what I heard, but Dylan is telling me something different.
No, oh my gosh, you cannot read. That's not what I wrote down.
What? Okay.
Never mind.
Oh, no, I got you.
No, he is back, and they said that he is. I'm sorry, I'm like away from the mic if I sounded far away. That he is definitely back for the third Spider-Man movie, and at least one more MCU movie. After that, the terms of the deal is kind of still up in the air after that.
Yeah, so they're gonna work on it afterwards. Yeah, so we're getting two movies, one Sony, one Marvel. People are speculating that Sony is going to indeed connect them to the rest of their Spider-Man universe.
Of course they will.
So that's probably this time around. I'm actually thinking they will do that. Add him to some of the other movies.
I think so, and I think if this ends up being only one more MCU movie, this gives Marvel a chance to write him out properly.
Yeah, that's also a thing. People are assuming they're going to write him out.
Be in a MCU movie, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
One more. So there's two more movies in this contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as far as I know, this may not be accurate, but the contract is 25% stake for the movie, and then it's co-produced. So,
Okay.
As
long as Marvel still got their fingers on this movie.
Yeah, so yeah, Marvel's still making that. I'm like, please. Which I don't mind if Spider-Man's attached to the rest of the Sony universe, but if that means that Marvel has their input in it and Sony actually listens to them, then I'm okay with that. Like if we have a Venom 2 and Marvel was saying, hey, why don't you do this, this, and this, then I feel like the movie would be better.
I don't think that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
No, not at all. I think you're going to get Spider-Man 3, whatever that is, and then in that MCU movie, they're going to write him out. And then all these subsequent Sony Spider-Man universe movies ain't got nothing to do with Kevin Feige or the rest of them.
Right.
That might happen. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. That would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
But the next Sony movie, we do have the release date. It is July 2021. So that's a year and a half from now, just about.
Oh, so they got to start working on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Sony had it on their slate anyway. So,
Oh, well, Sony was going to make it regardless.
yeah, regardless. So, but now it can for sure at least end his story, you know, correctly in the MCU. Now it can be good.
Yes.
I'm sorry for everybody that thinks it was going to be good with Sony, but I still have high doubts about that.
Yeah,
I just didn't want it to end the way it ended with Marvel. I was just like, because it led so well to a third movie.
Well, Sony
And
could
there's
have
all these questions.
Sony could have tried and probably failed to answer those questions, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have confidence in Sony making a good movie. So
How many good movies? Like this year, I'm pretty sure I didn't see a good movie from them.
You are correct.
I've mentioned it before, and then the year before, and then they had that monstrosity emoji movie. That stuff, like, they make bad movies. Into the Spider-Verse was the last good movie they made. I'm not counting Far From Home because that is a Marvel movie.
Okay, I'm trying to find out what movies that they had in 2019.
Nothing good.
I'm looking it up.
But anyway, so the next movie's coming out July 2021, which is 2 years from this movie. So that's about the right time for it to be, I think, a 2-year gap. So it's not going to be anything crazy. Mm-hmm. While Dylan gets the movies for Sony, the next bit of news is on CW TV. So some information on Crisis on Infinite Earths, the crossover they're doing for the DC CW TV shows. Mm-hmm. Tom Welling and Erica Durant are returning as Superman / Clark Kent and Lois Lane.
I was going to be like, who was Erica Durant? Ha, they did Glory.
They did Glory. Okay, fine.
Even though
Durant's,
that was 1989.
Durant's, whatever. The lady who played Lois Lane. They might get Linda Carter back as Wonder Woman from the 70s, I think it was.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, they bring it
Wait a
back,
minute,
like,
wait a minute.
everybody.
Shouldn't this stuff have already been shot?
It's coming out this December.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it's a TV show. They don't
been.
shoot it.
I think it has been. I think they just slowly just releasing leaks.
No, he's saying... No, these are people that just now got...
It's not confirmed that she's in it.
Yeah. They also did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That was good.
Okay, fine. They released some good movies.
All right.
Fine.
Even though I did go way back for Glory, though. Glory was a good movie. You haven't seen it.
I mean, you went back.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, but I feel like they're pulling out a stop. Brandon Routh is going to be Superman again from Superman Returns.
Mm-hmm. You mean Henry Cavill wasn't available?
Huh?
Is it Henry Cavill wasn't available?
Probably don't want to pay Henry.
Okay, none of the DC movie actors are going to be in this because you know what? And I have to agree with this. Despite the quality of most of those movies, yeah, CW can't afford that.
No. Well, what if they got Michael Keaton?
Michael Keaton?
Huh?
Oh, well, we already said they got
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy to play Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, but I guess Michael Keaton would be old man Bruce. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, he would.
You're right.
So I'm like, man, they're really doing this big. So I'm going to call it the end game of TV. Because I'm not saying it in like, oh, it's going to be as great as Endgame, but the scale of what they're trying to accomplish here with this crossover is kind of like Endgame, you know?
I'm very interested. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't watch these shows, but I will. Well, I'm going to wait till they all air and binge watch it all at the same time.
Yeah, and apparently it's going to be like Crisis, like it's going to be the Monitor and Anti-Monitor and everything.
We're going to have the purple hair man.
Oh. I don't know if they're going to do that.
Like I have watched all the.
Oh wait, no! Somebody is playing Pariah. Yeah.
As long as they only say the world dies once.
Yeah, I mean they're obviously not going to do it exactly. I feel like this would be because the story of Crisis on Infinite Earths, like it could have been really good. It's just, it's probably a product of its time. It was just boring. But I feel like them doing this on TV would be good.
I mean, I feel like I do like the fact that they're putting so much effort into this, especially since I know this comic book meant a lot to people who read it during that time.
Yeah.
So like I'm glad to see like the amount of effort and that they're putting. So you're seeing that they're really trying to put some thought and some skill into this. So I am very interested to see how this turns out.
Yeah. So I believe it starts December 8th.
Yeah, then it's like one episode a week, but Arrow airs later than everyone else.
January. There's a break in between.
There's a gap,
which was an interesting spot to put the crossover.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just wait until Arrow premiered.
Yeah, so.
Well, I think it's because this is the last season of Arrow.
Yes.
And I'm starting to see this trend when it comes to shows showing the last season.
They moved the time slot.
So they moved the time slot. But, there's always breaks. within the TV airings. You know, it was like when it gets to around Thanksgiving, there's like a 2-week break. Then Christmas, there's a month break. Then you got the spring break where there's 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
But when it comes to airing like these shows last seasons, they air them all at once, and there's no break.
Yeah, the season tend to be a little bit shorter. But what I'm saying is that since Arrow is airing, I know I'm not pronouncing that right, later, why not wait until it airs to show these Crisis on Infinite Earth episodes?
Yeah,
It might be using it to lead into the last season of
what Crisis is going to lead into the last season. I wonder if they're going to change this universe based on this. Like,
they have to. Arrow's ending, so something must be coming.
Yeah, so they're doing this and they're going to make a big change.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the last season of Flash. Flash is the only show that I've watched. I stopped watching Legends of Tomorrow because
Legends of Tomorrow was not bad.
It was okay.
Supergirl
Like, it was... Oh, Supergirl, no.
Oh, my goodness. Hang me.
I watched the first 2 seasons. The first season was bad, and then CW made it better when it moved to CW, but then it was still...
Bad?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I find this very interesting because I don't like none of these shows, but I am interested in watching this.
The crossovers are always good. I always enjoy the crossovers.
The crossovers are good, because the very first crossover with the Dominators... That was pretty good.
The Dominators, the aliens?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, it was an alien invasion. And then the second one was Crisis on Earth X, which is the Nazis won World War II.
How did they go back in time?
No, Earth X is the Earth where the Nazis won.
Oh, like the Man in the High Castle?
So all the superheroes are bad. Of course, you couldn't use Superman and Batman, so you had Nazi Supergirl and Nazi Green Arrow and stuff like that.
Can we just get Batman in something?
Nope. You will never see Batman on the TV show, I guarantee it. Which is odd, because they put Superman in Supergirl.
So why can't we have Batman? Is Batman, like, locked down behind some contract or something?
Probably because he's their moneymaker.
It's gotta be.
Because I think it's...
Same like you never get the real X-Men on any show.
Yeah.
Well, we know that's locked behind a contract. I just wonder, like, I mean, it's like, you know how Arrow, they like, oh yeah, Bruce Wayne exists, but you...
Yeah. Well, he mentioned them, and you kind of... Well, they mentioned Batman in the last crossover, because they introduced Batwoman in the last crossover.
Okay.
And she's related to Bruce Wayne, isn't she?
No, Bruce Wayne. How could she be related to Bruce Wayne? He got another illegitimate kid out there somewhere?
She's his cousin or something like that.
For the show or
in real life?
For the comic book?
I don't know. Whatever.
I was going to say real life, but...
I know what you mean. I'm about to Wikipedia this. But she was probably his maid or something.
I'm doing it right now, Dylan.
So they introduced her, and I think Flash and Green Arrow were arguing on whether or not Batman was real. Which is funny because in the comics they did that too before they met Batman.
Oh yeah, that was in that movie I saw.
Yeah, the New 52 one.
They were fighting Darkseid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Derek.
You did bring this up before. She's the daughter of Jacob Kane, the dude that's part of the Alice in Wonderland game. You brought it up a few episodes back. I want to say like some months.
Okay.
Talking about making it a TV show.
Look at me knowing who people is.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they've mentioned him, but, you know, I guess they're keeping it like, oh, he's a myth and nobody thinks he's real type of deal.
That's kind of cool. Batman should be secretive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's gone anyway, so that's why she is, because she is in the Gotham.
Yeah. So...
Because I'm Batman.
Since we're talking about Batman and whatnot, I did start reading a book Derek gave me, Infinite Crisis, I think it's called, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Lex Luthor has a group of people called the Secret Society of something.
Okay.
And I was just wondering,
Super villains.
If it's secret, how do we know everyone that's in it? Then it's not a secret.
I guess that's true.
I mean, they're just kind of dumb.
Maybe we know everybody that's in it.
No, they knew everyone that was a part of this
I
group.
know.
So it's not a secret society. It's just a gang.
Fair enough.
It is just a game of real crazy supervillains.
Okay, I'm sorry. I read that and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this Crisis on Infinite Earth is checking out to be pretty good. Hopefully, it really is. I mean, to be honest, last season they just used the farm from Smallville and played the intro, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. They didn't have any other characters, but still, like, it was like, oh, that is awesome.
Somebody say.
Yeah, but they went to the Earth with the Superman from Supergirl, so I got Supergirl's Earth.
Superman's in Supergirl?
Yeah, Superman is a regular on Supergirl.
So
Yes, he is.
Marvel is another universe? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, because this is definitely a different Superman. Actually, he does a pretty good job. To me, he seems a little short, but he does a
How
pretty good
short
job.
is he?
I don't know. It's just how he looks on
Let's
on the
Google
TV.
that. What's his name?
He just looks shorter.
Just Google Superman on Supergirl CW TV show.
It's kind of like he kind of looks like a Superman, but not really. You know how Henry Cavill was like, yep, that's Superman. This
Honestly, he reminds me of a poor man's Danny Kane.
I thought you said porn.
I'm like, what? A poor man?
Porn.
And then you said his
Poor
name
man.
wrong. You mean Dean Cain?
Danny Kane.
Yes.
Danny Kane's a group, isn't it?
No? What? No, the guy who plays Superman.
No, you said, no, Danny Kane.
Oh,
Isn't-
Danny Kane. Yes.
Isn't that a group?
That's a group.
It is a group.
Yeah.
Bad boys.
Lord. Don't. No.
Take that.
He doesn't look like a Superman.
Yeah. So, but he does a good job at it, I think. For the few episodes I saw in.
But doesn't he look like a poor man's Dean Kane though?
He's almost 6 feet. Almost 6 feet. They list his height
Almost
as
6 feet.
They list his height
So
as
he's under
5'11"
6
and
feet.
3/4.
That is short for Superman.
You are correct, but maybe we're used to Henry Cavill because he's like 6'4".
That's what I'm saying. That's why he looks short. Like, yeah, he
Well-
obviously towers over me, whatever. But for Superman, he seems short.
I will give you that.
Yeah. So
Or maybe the person who's playing Supergirl is really tall.
she might be. I don't know.
What's her name?
name?
She is maybe tall for a
Something Benoist. I forget her first name. But
That's
her
why
last name's
Google
hard to
exists.
forget. Benoist.
I think you're right. Melissa
Okay.
Benoit. I don't know.
That's not Benoit. What? It's got 2 consonants at the end. You got to pronounce one of them.
Hey, look, I don't speak French. I don't know. The T is always silent, right?
Yeah, so it's probably Benoist. But it might be Benoit. I don't know.
Does it matter?
Wow, we are just killing these people's names.
Whatever. I hadn't heard of her before, Supergirl. So, okay. So
She's tall
next,
for a girl. She's 5'8".
okay. So
So she's
she's tall for a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured.
But you have to be. She's a superhero.
True. Oh, they're changing her outfit apparently. They have pictures all over the place. And I was like, cool. And now she's wearing tights instead of a skirt.
You know what? I was worrying about that today.
Oh, does she wear a skirt in that show?
I don't know. You watched
Yes.
the show.
She does? Oh, I've watched the first 2
Yeah.
seasons.
I just feel like every time she's flying, like the skirt would be like
Flying up.
flying up.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, why would it? If she's flying, the skirt would be pushed
it all
down.
depends on which way the wind is blowing.
It's blowing against her because she's flying.
I don't know. I just feel like
She'd jump in the air.
Oh, I guess when she lands, it would fly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. But whatever.
skirt is a bad idea.
It probably is a bad idea. So she has
But you know
tights
what?
on
She probably wears like what the gymnastic girls wear underneath her skirt. So
leotard.
it's not just. Yeah, so it's not just panties.
Why would it be, Derek? Why would it be? Yes, she's wearing a leotard. No one expected anything else.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever, that was not the point of me mentioning that she has a new outfit. They just were talking about it.
The next bit of news, please.
Good Lord.
We digress so much.
Apparently Sony's working on a Madam Web movie.
Who?
Madam Web.
Yeah.
Is that the old lady from the Spider-Man cartoon?
Yeah.
Will there be Spider-Man?
It would have to be.
Oh, are we gonna get that whole little what was it?
Spider-Verse.
No, that wasn't a Spider-Verse.
Well, I'm going to mention this. So people are speculating that this is going to be Sony's intro to the live-action Spider-Verse, because now I'm pretty sure someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the 90s TV show with Madam Web and that whole series with the multiple Spider-Man, that was the first introduction of any Spider-Verse at all.
But what was that called? Something with a 6, right?
I forget what it was called. It was something with 6, though, yeah. Because there were 6 Spider-Men, right?
Yes, and they were trying to save Mary Jane. Which, did they ever save Mary Jane? It just got canceled.
She was like, let's go save Mary Jane, and that was the last episode. It said to be continued, and it was a lie.
I know. I literally like a dummy, not realizing cartoons and stuff get canceled. I was waiting for it to come back.
I was too.
It took me forever to realize it's not coming back.
I'm like, well, I want to know what happened to Mary Jane. Because we found out the one that came back she was a water clone. Yeah.
Because that's the thing.
Yeah. Hydro Man, like a mixture. I don't know. It didn't make
weird.
sense.
No.
But comic books. So, yeah. So Madam Web. I'm like, I don't know what this movie would be about, but I guess they could introduce a live action Spider-Verse. That would be interesting. Like if you can convince Tobey Maguire to come back and then get
I'm sure you can. What else are they doing?
Yeah.
Why not?
And then get what's his face?
Yeah.
Man, I forgot that dude's name.
Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield?
Andrew Garfield. Tom Holland is Spider-Man, so he'll obviously be there. Oops. And then maybe get a few new people.
Yeah. No, I mean, that sounds interesting. But again, it's Sony. So.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll get better.
And she's actually a mutant as well.
She's a mutant?
In the comic books, she's listed as a mutant.
How do they have the rights to her?
Who's Sony?
Yeah. I know she's a Spider-Man character. She's a mutant.
I think it's because she's a Spider-Man character.
Does that do double rights then?
I think so. I think it kind of falls in the realm of Scarlet Witch.
Because then that means technically Fox had the rights to her.
Yeah, but why would they use her if they don't have Spider-Man?
Yeah, there would have been no reason to use her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was a mutant.
Yeah, that's how they have her listed when I Google her name.
Are they going to use the Beyonder?
Yeah. If the cartoon is accurate, I don't know what. Yeah, they do.
I don't know if the cartoon is accurate because Darren just mentioned that what they used that was the only reference of a Spider-Verse.
Yeah, but Into Spider-Verse was like a comic book series that came later.
It came after that.
Yeah, so
TV show.
This could have been something completely different, like a whole nother series it was based off of. Or they could have just made it up and it was just awesome.
I think they just made it up.
Either way, it was awesome.
Yeah, I think they made it up because I was just scrolling and it said on the animated series she was reimagined as an ally to the Beyonder.
Okay.
What was the name of the episodes? Was it 6 something? Don't give me episode by episode, but like
it was a few episodes.
Yeah, no, just like that combination of episodes. What was it?
Yeah.
What does it fall under?
Our 90s cartoons sparked a lot of good ideas.
Oh, it did.
Yes.
They were the best. Kids today suck.
We created Harley Quinn, as popular as she is nowadays.
Yes.
I shouldn't say we created. The writers for Batman the Animated
Series. That is where it came from. Batman Beyond. It came from our cartoons.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to see a Batman Beyond movie.
I would like him to be... Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
I mean, even if you did it be for as the first episode.
Why not do that now? Because since you screwed up our Bruce Wayne, why not just skip forward and give us Batman Beyond?
Yo, that'd be dope. Because, I mean, technically it's the future, right?
Yeah.
Spider Wars is what the list of the episodes was under.
Okay. Not remembering that at all, but all right.
Cool.
Huh?
Yeah. And in the reference of what you were saying, Dee, when it said about the 6, it was listed as the 6 Forgotten Warriors.
Ah, that's what I'm remembering. Yes.
And one of them didn't have powers.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was from our world. He was supposed to be from our world, I think. Because Stan Lee was in that world or something like that.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So, cool. Interesting. So, we'll see what happens with the Madam Web movie. Interesting bit of news here. Kevin Feige is going to be making a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, huh? Okay.
Yeah. So, is it just like a standalone Star Wars movie?
I'm probably at the moment they're probably testing to see if he can do the same thing with Star Wars that he did with Marvel.
Okay.
And I bet you if this movie turns out to be like really good, it's just going to be a whole series.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm confident in him doing something.
The only thing is with Star Wars is just like, and I don't know, we may lose fans on this, but is anybody else just tired of Star Wars? Like,
Everybody got tired of Star Wars.
I want to say yes, people are tired of Star Wars, but it's so popular, people are going to see it regardless.
Yeah, people are like, it's going to die down. Like movies like Solo will like not get a lot of money, but any main series Star Wars movie is going to make money.
And then, I mean, I think like if you come out with a good movie, people will come back.
Yeah, they will. As soon as you come out with one good one, they're going to come back.
They're going to come back. So.
But yeah, people were tired of it. I mean, to the point that the CEO of Disney even vocally recognized that they pushed too quickly for a broader Star Wars universe because they were coming out with a movie every year.
Right. Which was
it was too much.
Yeah.
To be honest. But honestly, I think, and I mentioned it before on the podcast, they need to branch out. Kind of like how this Mandalorian TV show's coming out. And we saw it and we're like, that looks interesting. Because even though it's in the Star Wars universe, it kind of doesn't have anything to do with Skywalkers.
Well,
and
Star Wars has and actually, surprise, surprise, Star Wars, am I what you doing?
Okay.
Star Wars has like so many other stuff besides just the rebel battle. Mm-hmm. And there's like so many other stories that you can tell. First of all, if you're out in space, you can slap Star Wars on it and call it a Star Wars story.
Sure, yeah.
So there's so many things that they can do with this. So Kevin Feige's, I mean, I don't want to go see it, but I'm sure it'd be fine.
I mean, he's proven himself to be a good producer.
Yeah.
So I would say I want to see what he does with it. I mean, like I said, I was kind of tired of it. Like this movie that's coming out, I'm gonna watch it, but the hype for this movie is kind of non-existent. Like when they first remade it with The Force Awakens. Wow, hype way up there. I'm like, wow, we haven't had a Star Wars movie in forever. I want to check this out. Nostalgia, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Great. The second movie come out, I'm like, yeah, it's interesting. I want to see what happens next in the story. At the end of that movie, I was like, well, I kind of don't really care what happens. Like, so I think it could be interesting. And this movie's supposed to be, well, it's called The Rise of Skywalker, but it's supposed to be the end of the Skywalker saga, which is 9 movies long. So this is probably
her becoming a full-blown Jedi. So is Jedi...
But they don't explain who she's related to.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They don't?
No.
She not Luke Skywalker's kid?
No.
Does Luke Skywalker have a kid?
I don't think so.
We don't know.
Is the Force hereditary?
It's supposed to be.
I guess so. But it doesn't have to be. Like, people can just have it.
So, I was going to say, do you need the Force to be a Jedi?
Yeah.
Yes.
So shouldn't they be going on having, like, 8 kids apiece or something?
To have some Jedi? Well, then, yeah. But the thing is, just because I think I feel like it's going to get real nerd talk. I think the way it works, though, just because you're Force sensitive doesn't make you a Jedi. Like, Kylo Ren is... Leia and Han Solo's
but he
son.
has the Force,
and Leia is Darth Vader's daughter, right. So yeah.
Okay, so the Jedi is something separate. The Jedi does not mean you have the Force. The Jedi is like something else.
Well, no, you do. Basically, you have the Force, and you can choose to be either good or bad.
Okay.
So you have dark and light, and then apparently there's books and comics which people read. And there is a gray side of the Force, which is people who will use the dark side, but they are not bad. So they're like in the middle. So
Jedis are good Force users.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are the dark Force users called?
Sith.
Okay.
Siths.
And they're usually called Darth this. That's why it was Darth Maul, Darth Vader, Darth Plagueis. Darth Plagueis.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah. Darth Sidious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kylo Ren is not a Darth.
No, he's not.
But he wants to be.
Probably.
Because he had that little fake Darth Vader mask.
Yeah, he wants to be Darth Vader, which I don't get. I was like, wasn't your grandfather good by the end of the movie?
Yeah, but he was awesome before he turned good.
Yeah, it's true. He was. Well, he was awesome. I mean, technically, okay, the prequels, and I'm sorry if you like them. They weren't good, but Anakin was kind of always awesome. He was just like awesome. Period.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't see these movies.
Which people complain about.
Top results.
What? What? I didn't say anything to Google.
What did it Google?
It's listening to you.
No, where was I saying? Anakin. He was
Yeah.
kind of always awesome, which I don't understand why people are upset with Rey, because they're like, oh, she's just awesome at the Force and she didn't need any training. How can she do all this? But if you go back and look at Anakin Skywalker, it was just like he showed up and it's like, yeah, I could.
Well, didn't he have? He had Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan, actually, when he took on Anakin, Obi-Wan wasn't like a teacher. Obi-Wan's teacher died, and then
So he didn't train Anakin?
he did train Anakin.
Well, then that's how he got all his skills.
Okay, fine. Alright, I guess.
Well, I'm just
Anakin
saying.
still could just do stuff.
Before the training?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
I've never seen this movie to disprove you, but I think you're wrong.
I'm pretty sure he could just do stuff. Same with Luke.
Luke had Obi-Wan.
Whatever.
True.
Luke had Yoda.
He did have Yoda. Yoda was putting him to work.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the deal. I mean, the story of Star Wars is interesting. I always like the games where you can kind of choose your path, you know. And I pick a yellow lightsaber because it's the only different one.
No, those are only colors. I feel like there's so many colors you can have.
Yeah, it's like there's like green,
I
blue,
think yellow would be weird. It's like you fighting with a flashlight.
Aren't you already fighting with a flashlight?
Apparently, the red lightsabers are synthetic instead of natural. So, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
What?
I've heard some people say stuff. But I've read none of these comics, so I can't can't really say anything about it. But yeah, I kind of want to see what he does with it because he did an awesome job with Marvel. So maybe he'll step up the game with Star Wars. We'll see what happens. In other news, Ghost Rider on Hulu has been canceled.
Yeah, before it even started. What was the deal with that?
They said creative differences, which is the story with these Marvel TV shows. I think really they're just basically all the TV shows are going to be Marvel Studios and not Marvel Television. Because I'm guessing what they're saying is Marvel Television has made too many mistakes and they're tired of it or something.
Well,
Wow.
Because, you know, you got the Iron Fist series, and then you've got Inhumans, and then Agents and Shields was up and down on the ratings. So even though I think it's a good show, so I think they just want all of the control to be with Marvel Studios. That's my thought process.
that kind of makes sense. Or if they say, hey, we want you to do this, and you like, nah, I don't want to. And they like, you know what? We own this. So you can kick rocks. So
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah.
So that's no longer happening.
okay, well,
well.
didn't really care, but all right.
Yeah. Jurassic World 3 is confirmed to have Jeff Goldblum, Sam Neill, and Laura Dern returning.
So all the important people.
Yes, the main three people from the first movie shall be returning.
Are they gonna return for real? For real? Because remember in the trailer to
Jeff Goldblum.
and he was at the end of the movie. So is it gonna be like one of those deals again?
Apparently, it's supposed to be a bigger role, but I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna get all three of them, but so are you gonna have them and Chris Pratt? You can't get rid of Chris Pratt.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they call. But see, here's my thing. So 2 weeks ago, they released a short movie about this, and it's basically is like humans living with dinosaurs, which is like, oh, it's scary, but then again, can we just kill them?
Oh yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? I feel like this threat would last for 2 days, and then we come in there with like
Military just comes in and kill all of us.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I think it's interesting because I feel like they call them in like, "Hey, you guys dealt with dinosaurs. What do you do?" And they be like, "We ran." And
Yeah.
like, I mean, like I'm all down for them being back in it. I just don't know how it works.
Yeah. Man, the second movie was stupid.
Yeah, it was
Ugh.
just dumb. And then like, is it really an invasion of dinosaurs? They had to have like 20 dinosaurs max in that little room,
Right.
and they weren't.
And did they have one of two of
Exactly.
each species?
They didn't.
Yeah. So like you got that T-Rex, but it's the one T-Rex.
The one
So
T-Rex.
It's going to die.
So
And isn't that the original one?
I
Or no?
think it is.
Is the
I really from the very beginning.
I think it is because remember in the first Jurassic, what was it? Jurassic World, the first
yeah
one.
first
yeah,
Jurassic
all the
World?
stars on
Yeah.
And the end, when she grabbed the T-Rex out of the pen, I think that was the original
That it
T-Rex.
was. That was the original T-Rex from the first movie. They confirmed that.
So I think this is the original one. So like, what's their lifespan? Are they like dogs or like?
I don't know. Dude.
sharks
How
that
long do
just
they
keep
live?
living.
I was like, I figured they'd be dead by now.
I don't know what a dinosaur's lifespan is.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, that could be interesting. I don't know how I feel about. Obviously, I'm gonna watch Jurassic World 3.
I'm gonna
But-
watch it. It's gonna be good, but at the end of the day, I feel like this movie can end in 5 minutes. Just come in with a
right,
surface
just kill
to
all the
herb
dinosaurs.
missile
That
and
would be
just
uninteresting. You gotta have someone stupid that's trying to profit off of the dinosaurs.
that doesn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense in the
Always
movie.
somebody that's trying to make money.
Yeah, well, that's where all the problems come from.
Someone's going to turn it into a zoo. Try to turn it into a zoo
Yeah,
or
yeah.
safari.
How many times?
Right. Like, how many times do people have to die for you to be like, this is not a good idea?
And then how many times we're gonna make these genetically modified? Why would you that dinosaur from the second movie? I'm like, why?
First of all,
Would
have
you
we
do that?
not learned from modifying animals that we have now that is never a good idea?
Yeah, it's not a good idea. Killer bees.
Yeah.
I was about to say that. Killer bees.
Yeah, it's
have
like
no function
we play with
whatsoever,
DNA
except for
and
just
it always
thinking.
ruin things. Like, stop doing that.
Yeah, good job, scientists. Or even the crops we have, because we have the genetically modified ones. There's no variety anymore. Like there used to be a bunch of different types of corn. I watched this before, like on YouTube or something.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a bunch of different types of corn, like in different colors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now basically there's just one variety of corn.
Just yellow corn.
And the problem with that is, just like with humans, if everything has the same gene set, then you start getting weird mutations and cause problems.
That's
So,
okay. We don't need corn.
yeah, well, I mean, that was just an example.
I don't like corn.
So, but okay, last bit of news I've got. The Arrow TV series is going to have a spinoff with all-female cast from the
Is this
series.
Birds of Prey?
That is the question. Is this going to be Birds of Prey? Apparently, there's a female Green Arrow now. Didn't know that. I haven't watched Arrow in the last 3 seasons. So
Oh, there's a female Green Arrow on the TV show.
apparently, because
Oh, okay.
all the characters are coming from the TV show. So I think there's a female Green Arrow now.
All right.
I haven't got that far ahead.
Which
I
is
think I'm on
weird
season
because
4.
Speedy was the female Green
3.
Arrow. I don't know why they.
Is this sister still alive?
I
they
think
probably
she's still
killed her.
alive,
Okay.
but like she was only the Red Arrow for 1 season.
Well, just like they introduced Roy and then he was gone.
Yeah, and I was like, why? I actually liked her as the Red Arrow.
Yeah.
I did too.
I actually liked Roy. He looked like the guy in the cartoon.
He did.
Arsenal.
He did.
Yeah.
Man, the beginning of Arrow was so good.
It was.
The first 3 seasons, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And then it kind of got samey. And then I'm like, why does he need a team? He keeps getting a bigger and bigger team.
Because he sucks?
He's supposed to be like Batman, okay?
No,
this
he's
was
like-
our Batman.
He's like Hawkeye.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
He's recruiting all.
This
the
was
people
our
to
TV Batman, though. You got
This was. No, it was. And I just, if we
Yeah.
could ever get a TV Batman.
That's not happening.
No.
Oh, I do have another bit of news if we're done talking about Arrow.
Okay, sure.
Downton Abbey.
What, the movie?
Why is this thing making money?
Downton Abbey is popular.
Like, I don't get it.
I never watched it, but my wife was really into the TV
Do
show.
I need to watch this to figure out why it's so popular?
I think it's actually
Now,
good. I
is
haven't
this-
watched it, but I think it is actually good.
Yes.
Is this based off a book?
Probably.
Is it?
No, I don't know.
I know. I think it's just
Does
British people.
Downtown Abbey sound
It's not Downtown Abbey.
Downtown
Oh, what is it called?
Downton Abbey.
Oh, my bad.
I believe that's the name of the estate.
I think so.
Jeez.
My bad.
Like, Wayne Manor is so I believe the estate's called Downton Abbey. I don't know.
When I saw this trailer, I was like, there's no way this is making money. But it did.
Oh, I was like, why are you surprised? This show is huge.
Because it's just like, it just doesn't seem like something that's a movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's a PBS show about maids or something, right?
Oh, well, PBS can come out with good shows, though. What is it? No, it's BBC. Isn't it BBC?
Look, I don't have cable, so you watch it on PBS.
Oh.
Like, I watched Sherlock on PBS.
Yeah, so, yeah, this show is extremely popular.
I don't know. I maybe I need to watch this to figure it out. Because I saw it, I'm like, there's no way this movie is making money. And it made money, and now there's going to be another one.
Of course. All right. And I didn't hear any complaints about it. So
No, they said it was good.
Yeah.
So it's probably just like the show, I guess.
So I'm like, one of these days I got to, sit down and watch the show.
Maybe I'll do that this weekend. Yeah. Next weekend.
All right. So then I guess we'll move on to what you're doing, Dylan.
So I watched this documentary on the Star Wars movie. Well, I only watched the first half. It was really long. So
of course.
I did not finish it. But I learned some interesting things about like George Lucas and making this movie in like the early 70s. Because like at that time, science fiction movies were not making money. Mm-hmm. And it was like the two biggest films were The Planet of the Apes, which was like 1930, and Space Odyssey 2001. And they made like $20 million.
Mm-hmm. Well, when did it make $20 million though?
Back in whatever year it was released. Okay. I'm sure now it's made more than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, like 20 million was probably a lot of money though.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, it was like that one, and then every other science movie failed.
Yeah. And
it was like people just wasn't into it, didn't care or whatever. But George Lucas was very passionate. He had wrote this, this space opera story or whatever. And, first couple of movie studios shut him down like, no, we're not doing this. Fox said, all right, we'll do it, But even then they're still like, we don't really know what this is, but fine. And then it's just like, he was very innovative. Like he created his own special X studio, which was industrial film. What was it? I wrote it
Industrial Light and Magic.
Yes.
They do all of your CGI for your Marvel movies, guys.
Yes. Thank you, George Lucas. Mm-hmm. So he created, but even that, this movie had so many problems. It was just like, even like the crew and the cast and stuff was like, what is this? This movie is dumb. It's going to suck. They were over schedule. They were over a budget. Fox is just like, wrap this up. We're tired of you. And everyone just, they had no idea what it was going to become. Mm-hmm. And one of the things he wanted is, because he had wrote the story, he said it was really long, so he broke it up into 3 movies. And the one thing he said he wanted was that he wanted the rights to make his other 2 movies, and he asked for merchandising rights.
Smart.
Which was not a thing back then. Mm-hmm. Because people weren't wearing t-shirts with cartoon characters on it or anything like that. So he asked for merchandising rights, and they're like, okay. And now, I mean, imagine how much money he gets off of that stuff. I mean, dude, we had Star Wars stuff, and I never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Star Wars sheets and the curtains.
Mom had all 3 movies on VHS.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching
definitely
those.
Watched the new
Did I? Okay.
You had to.
Yeah. Yep.
I've watched it multiple times because mom loved those movies, so we definitely watched it. So yeah, did you see the part about how they had to rewrite his story for him because it wasn't that great?
Yeah, no, there was definitely some rewrites, and Luke Skywalker name was going to be Luke Starkiller, something.
Star something.
It was Starkiller. I wrote it down. I literally hit pause, grabbed the notebook, and wrote it down. Yeah. I was just no.
Reading the notes on what his original story was, I was like, man, I'm glad someone got a hold of this.
Yeah, the story was a mess, but I guess you could see his his imaginative.
Yeah, the vision.
The vision he had for this story. And it was like, I was kind of glad that even though it was like, even while making a movie, like, in the beginning, when Lucas with the sand people in his hometown, they decided to shoot in a desert in Africa. Like, who thought that was a good idea? So they were like, it was really hot. Yeah. It's the Sahara.
That's why it's a desert.
Like, who, like, seriously, y'all could have went to LA for this.
Why did you go to Nevada?
like, y'all, there's sand everywhere. But it was like stuff like that. Like, they had so many problems out of this movie. And then it's like, even like after they got done shooting and he's like the initial cut, they was like, man, this isn't good. And like, I had no idea there was a person in R2D2.
Yes, there is an actor inside of that robot. There's also an actor for C-3PO.
Yeah, that I figured. But yeah, there was a little person in R2D2. I didn't know that. But what I thought was interesting and what they did, I really like gained like, you know, interest in this movie was they went to Comic-Con and they got Marvel and Stan Lee to write comic books for this movie.
Yeah.
They did a novelization of it before it came out. So like 500,000 copies right off the rip. And so they just kind of like, everyone was like, oh, what is this? Like, we got to go see this. And I think what helped was that, like, it wasn't something that was done before. Mm-hmm. And I also think, like, to me, what also was saved, it was like, a lot of that stuff they added in post-production, a lot of the sound effects that they added, the orchestra, to me, really sets the tone for the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I think, like, without that orchestra, it's not the same kind of movie.
I mean, that's why those sounds are iconic, you know?
Yeah.
And then even the special effects in a movie, you know? The fact that they used practical effects for a lot of stuff, like the ships and stuff, they were
building
miniatures.
those, and the thing is that they use so much of their budget building things, and it's like they haven't shot anything.
Yeah,
but I thought it was cool that they did that. I mean, and he had to fire his editor because his editor wasn't doing what he wanted to do, so he hired his wife to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was stuff like that because they was like the initial cut like sucked, and it was like so they would take like a scene and like play that scene back to back to back to make it look like something else is really happening. So it was like very interesting things they had to do to kind of put this movie together because it was utter trash, which is surprising that something that has so many problems but then turned out to be such an iconic movie.
Yeah, because that doesn't happen too much nowadays. And A New Hope is actually good. You know, that's a good movie. I would say it holds up. It may be a little slow paced for our time. Because our movies are definitely a bit quicker paced than the ones in the 70s. Yeah. But it still holds up. And then, actually, I think they all do. The third one's not the best. Yeah. But they definitely hold up.
I think polls have it where Empire Strike Back is everyone's favorite.
Yeah, that's why it's like the... what do they call it? That's what they always compare movies to. Mm-hmm. Like... You know, Infinity War came out, and there's like, oh, it's the Empire Strikes Back of Marvel. Mm-hmm. Because, like sequels. Yeah, and the thing is, when Empire Strikes Back came out, audiences didn't like it. Mm-hmm. So that's what they're saying about this second movie for the continuation, I guess you call it. They're not remakes. But episode 8. Wait. Yeah, episode 8. Mm-hmm. The Last Jedi. That's what we're saying. Like, there's so much hate for it now, but in the future there might be.
Oh, it might. Like, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I'm not sure.
I've never seen it. Is it still on Netflix?
Yeah, it's.
I ain't gotta wait.
It's got some stupid story elements in it. I mean, there's some legit complaints about the movie, but I didn't hate it as much as the rest of the world did. So
did I mention my Disney Plus little tidbit?
No.
I forgot.
Oh, it may be on Disney Plus.
It's definitely gonna show up on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus, obviously you can sign up now or whatever. But they are doing like a trial in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Initial reviews it's good. Just like of course it is. Yeah, but like just like reviewing like the user interface and how it looks and is it easy to find things. And they said like things are divided up in sections. You have Disney, Pixar, Marvel, National Geographic.
Yeah.
So it's easy to find. You know exactly what you're looking for. So far people are happy with it.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Derek, what you doing this week?
All right. I started a new TV show. It comes on. Is it Fox? I think it's Fox. Yeah, it's Fox because it came on after 911. And it's called The Prodigal Son.
I heard about that.
Oh, is it good? I didn't watch it yet.
It is. You would definitely like the show, Dylan. It's up to your speed of the show.
Cool.
I did have some qualms about the show though, that things that happen that wouldn't happen in real life.
Please tell.
But basically, is the premise is it was a serial killer and he got arrested and he had a son. His son joined the FBI, and then that's how the show starts. But he ends up getting fired from the FBI because of him acting reckless, and them also finding out that his father is a serial.
I don't know if you can.
That's a lawsuit, but it continues.
Yeah, I was like, that's a lawsuit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't blame your dad was a serial killer and
that
fired.
wasn't his main reason.
Unless he lied about it. But okay.
He goes by a different name. He doesn't use his government name, so people won't
that makes
know
sense.
that they're related.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he goes back home to New York, and this cop brings him onto this case, and it just so happened that this case is similar to his father's case. And long story short, what it was, the guy did steal some things from the father and was
He's a
copying his serial killer.
Okay.
But the son figured that the father did this on purpose to get him to come back to start visiting him regularly again. Because when he applied for the FBI, he told his father, like, hey, I no longer can come to see you regularly. And the father got upset because basically him seeing his son on a regular basis was his only contact to the outside world. Mm-hmm. So the son feels like the father did this on purpose to get him to come back because he needed to go to his father to figure out the case because there were missing pieces that he couldn't just put together.
Couldn't someone else have went to the father?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. All right. I mean, it could be interesting. Yeah. Sounds all right. Yeah. Okay. Prodigal.
The guy. Yeah. That's what it's called, Prodigal Son. So when he went to go capture the guy, he was talking him down and everything, and that's when he ended up telling, like, "Oh, I'm his son, and you will be famous if you end up killing the serial killer's son." But he was just talking him down until the cops got there. But the girl cop that was there, of course, she got beat up and everything, but she heard everything he said. But that was the premise of the first episode. It was pretty good. I would say it was a nice pace. I kind of compared it. It was kind of like a Criminal Mind-ish, but you're focusing on this one character from his point of view.
So now that they got this one guy, why does he ever have to go back to his father?
Sure.
Right? You know what I mean? It's just like Hannibal. Like, she goes to him to help to find Buffalo Bill. But once I got him, I no longer need to talk to Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Right. But this is what I'm thinking on why they thinking that the father may have been behind this to keep going. And because the backstory is the cop that brought him on to the case, the father got caught because the son called the cops. The son found somebody locked up in the house, and he called the cops. And when the cop got there, he told him not to drink the tea. He was like, if you drink the tea, my dad is going to kill you.
Okay.
And I don't think the father knows that his son is the one that called the cops.
Maybe he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well,
so that's this.
All right. That's I might check it out. Sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah. I watched like every other new show that came out.
Yeah, that was the only one that I watched that was new that came out. There was some others I wanted to check out. I just didn't have the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so one day I was just scrolling on my phone, and House Centipede
Who?
Popped up. House centipede, a centipede that you see in your house.
Yeah.
You know those really, really fast ones, nasty looking ones.
What that has to do with anything? Why are we talking about centipedes?
What?
Because some information came up, so I read it up on there.
What?
And they eat other insects.
Yes.
Spiders.
That's the purpose.
Yeah.
No, like everything, like spiders, bed bugs, termites, cockroaches, silverfish, ants, like them all.
Yeah.
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 What
Yeah,
is
and
on
they
your
said
phone
that
where this
they-
comes up?
I don't know. But I
Okay.
thought it was pretty interesting. Like I read up on it and everything, and they said that you shouldn't kill them. Like
Ew, no,
leave them
you should. They're disgusting.
alone. They are disgusting.
I mean, spiders eat other insects too.
And I still kill those.
Yep. It's the rule is it's fine as long as I don't see you. You show your face, I gotta kill you. I can't, yeah. So sorry, I don't want a spider crawling on me while I'm sleeping.
Right. I was like, wait, let him live to kill all the other
And
bugs I don't see.
My plan
No.
for my house, I'm supposed to be putting my bedroom in the basement. I don't want centipede. No, no. Sorry, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, they killed the other bug. Look, I don't have other bugs, so I don't need.
Look, even if I do, if I don't see you, cool.
Right, like, oh,
Like,
yeah, man. Yeah, because that's the thing. How come the only bugs that I see is centipedes and spiders? Is that it?
because they eating all the other ones. That's
You're okay.
no.
It's too many spiders. Like, especially like on the outside of my house. Like you go in my yard, it's
yeah.
and they be huge in the yard, dude.
I
Yeah,
just
I
put
don't-
down
I don't
boric
know.
acid. I don't see
Uh-huh.
no bugs no more.
Oh, because you're in.
I
you're in the
don't
second
know
floor of an
what
apartment.
the spiders
No.
eat in our neighborhood, but they gotta be smashing on some good insects because the spiders is huge, man.
I put boric acid everywhere. They're not harmful to humans, but they kill bugs. They kill all bugs. I play no games. It is everywhere in this house.
Okay.
It's
All right.
outside and inside.
I'm gonna do what I'm doing this week since we're talking about insects for whatever reason. So I finally watched Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I actually stopped watching
I have never
it.
seen it.
Oh, I thought it was decent.
Okay.
Not as good as the first movie, but I thought it was interesting. I liked their depiction of the internet. There was small little tidbits like Twitter it was a bunch of birds in the tree, and one bird said something, and then all of the other birds said the same thing, like it was the retweets.
Oh.
So like
good.
there were little small things in there like that, and I was like, huh, that's interesting.
Well, that's what I liked about Wreck-It Ralph. Not so much the movie, but like the little touches to the video game world.
Yeah, like I think they did the internet really well. Like this is what the Emoji Movie wanted to be, and it wasn't. So, also what they did with the Disney princesses, I thought was funny and pretty good. And then they had the princess from Brave in there, which I forgot was DreamWorks.
Is that the Joan of Arc one?
No, it's not Joan of Arc, but she's
there a
like
bear?
Irish or something. She's got red hair and all that. I didn't watch Brave, so I don't know.
I think there's a bear in it.
But I forgot that was DreamWorks and not Disney. Also, I didn't know Wreck-It Ralph was Disney. I thought it was something else. But
So how did they get the DreamWorks girl in there?
it probably worked something out. But it was funny because she said something in like this super thick accent, and they didn't understand her, and they're like, what did she say? And you're just like, I don't know. She's from the other studio.
Oh. Okay.
So it was nice. And since the princess in this movie wears a hoodie or whatever, so all the other princesses saw her and they're like, oh, well, this is great. And so I think like, was it Cinderella got the animals to make them new clothes? So then they were all like in t-shirts and sweatpants and stuff afterwards.
cute.
And then like the way they played it, like Ariel just started breaking out into song, and they're like, what what are you doing? And she's like, why was there a spotlight and sparkles? I don't understand what's going on. So like I was like, the way they did it, I think was just super funny. But the overall, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was decent. But yeah, I did that, and there was something else, but I forgot. I forgot by now what it was I wanted to talk about because Derek was talking about centipedes. So yeah, Wreck-It.
It was an education of what you're doing.
It was not educational.
No,
We didn't learn anything new.
Whatever.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Okay.
But on that note, I guess that's the end of the podcast. Yeah.
Wow. Way to do that ending.
This dude's intro and ending today, like, Dylan, we gotta talk to this guy about this. Like,
Let me put that in my notes.
it's because he doesn't know what Laurie's is. That's the problem.
That's true.
Okay. Well, anyway, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate all of your support. And of course, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/3D Rivals. Also on Twitter, we're at 3_rivals on the Twitters. And you can email us 3drivals@gmail.com. Other than that, thanks again for listening and peace out.
So.